The darkness wrapped around them like a living thing. "Why is it," she whispered nervously, glancing around, "that in every nightmare, nobody ever runs into a well-lit room with nowhere to hide?" A faint sound echoed in the distance. "Well," another voice replied, tense but determined, "we know they're out there, watching us, and trust me, I know exactly what's going to give them away." A pause. A cold, knowing silence. Then suddenly, "How badly did you want to leave that playground?" one of them said, her voice shaking with both fear and defiance. "You fought so hard to escape, and now we're finally free. So tell me, don't you want to stay free?" The group exchanged uneasy looks. "I don't know," one of them muttered, "but I get this feeling. These kids weren't even trying to pick a fight with us, the charmed ones. They weren't after us at all. They were looking for the truck, and we just crashed their party." "But we're ahead of them, right?" another one quickly added, trying to stay hopeful. "At least a mile ahead." A beat. "Okay, maybe not a mile," she corrected herself awkwardly, "but we know where it is. It's in the junkyard." Silence fell again, heavier this time. "So they know too," someone said quietly. "But listen," she continued, trying to gather courage. "It's still 3 of us against 3 of them." She forced a confident smile. "We're even." Another voice cut in sharply. "Sis, I think you need to count again." Their expressions dropped. More shadows began to move. "When in doubt," one of them said under her breath, preparing herself, "bring reinforcements." The tension snapped. "All that's left now," she said firmly, "is to destroy the truck." A moment of agreement passed between them. "Yeah," another nodded. "Prue and Dad will handle it." She took a deep breath. "Let's go." Moments later, "Do you think they're already here?" one whispered. "Probably." "Do you think they know we're here?" "Probably." "Okay, that's not comforting." A sudden eerie noise echoed around them. "Do they do that because they think it's funny?" one said nervously, "or just to completely freak us out?" "Focus," another snapped. "All we have to do is hold them off, just long enough for Dad and Prue to get out." She turned to her sister. "You haven't had one of your visions, right? You know, one where everything turns out fine and you just forgot to tell us?" No answer. "Great, that's reassuring." A sudden shift in the air. "I think," one of them said slowly, "they're surrounding us." "No," another quickly interrupted. "Don't say that. We are not surrounded until they're completely around us." A pause. "Which might be right now." They looked around. "How bad could the odds really be?" one said, trying to stay brave. "I mean, sure, there's a lot of them, but we're witches, right?" She turned. "And you have the power to—" Suddenly, "Piper!" Everything exploded into chaos. "Are you okay?" someone shouted, rushing to her side. Piper groaned, but pushed herself up. "Oh, I'm fine," she muttered, eyes blazing. "But now I'm angry." She stepped forward, fearless. "All right, you little brats." A dangerous smile spread across her face. "Bring it on." "Head for the slide," someone yelled. "At the top, that's our way out." Meanwhile, "Dad!" the cry echoed through the chaos. "Hold on, Prue," he shouted back. "Daddy, I need you." "I've got you," he replied, reaching out desperately. "I'm not leaving without you," she cried. "Dad! I said I've got you." And with one final effort, he pulled her to safety. Back at the junkyard, they stood in front of the truck, breathing hard, shaken but alive. "All right," he said, wiping sweat from his face. "Any ideas what to do with this thing?" He smirked slightly. 8 years of fixing your mother's car taught me a thing or two." "Good," one of them said, turning back toward the fight, "because we're about to need it." "We'll buy you time," she added. A voice called out, "Hey, need a hand?" He glanced back. I need about 10. Too bad, came the reply. You're getting one. Meanwhile, you need a little time out, Missy, Piper snapped, unleashing her power again. Dad, hurry! The other screamed. Time was running out. Finally, silence. The danger had passed. They stood together, exhausted, but victorious. One of them looked at their father and gave a small, knowing smile. Welcome to our world, Dad. He shook his head, still processing everything. She smirked. And just so you know, if I ever decide to have kids, she paused dramatically. You remind me of this day. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me your favorite moment. Your support keeps these stories alive, so don't miss out on the next adventure.